17-year-old Tyler is carrying on with his fantasy life. He lives by the California seashores and goes to class with the elites of the town. He has a sweetheart whom he cherishes without question and a task that pays him all that could possibly be needed. He passes tables at a cafe, yet is content with his life as a secondary school understudy. His sweetheart's name is Allison. She moved to their town a half-year prior, and Tyler immediately became hopelessly enamored with her. He goes through his days working and his nights riding the waves of the seashores and celebrating with Allison and their companions. It is the last 7-day stretch of summer getaway before school returns. Tyler leaves his truck outside Allison's home and goes in to meet her. Allison stows away from him so she can give him a leap alarm. He searches for her all around the house and Allison panics him. Tyler is totally infatuated with Allison and her affection has transformed him. That's what love does. Allison takes him to a yoga class, something Tyler couldn't have ever consented to previously. Allison came around after the class closes. Tyler and Allison get together with their companion Jill, who is working at a food truck. He prods Tyler for going to a twist class and yoga class and doing endless different things. Since Allison came into his life, Tyler strolls back home with his younger sibling Tiffany. He is bringing her back from soccer practice. He praises her game on the fields and Tiffany is cheerful. She wishes their mother could watch her play to encourage her. Tyler gives her a baggie of bites when Tiffany asks what they are having for supper that evening. He is uncertain. He returns home and opens the cooler loaded with old food and frozen unfortunate dinners. He feels disheartened that their mom is occupied to such an extent that she lacks the opportunity to prepare them a good feast. Tyler makes fried eggs for both of them. He and Tiffany eat together. The young lady inquires as to whether he is going out that evening. She inquires as to whether he is going with his better half. Tyler messes with her, yet tells her not to tell their mom about that. Tiffany vows to stay quiet. At the point when their mom returns home, Tyler leaves. Tyler and Gil hang tight for Allison outside her home in Tyler's vehicle. They have come to get her for a party. At the point when Allison leaves, Gil takes a gander at her and cautions Tyler not to wreck their relationship. The threesome show up at the party and are welcomed by their other companion Lydia. Some time elapses and everybody gets going living it up. Tyler takes looks at Allison from a distance while she converses with her different companions. He grins to himself since he is so enamored with her. All of a sudden, a person approaches Allison and embraces her. He takes her off the ground, snickering and shocked to see her. Allison, then again, is somewhat shaken to see him there. He is Pursue, and he realized Allison back when she used to live in San Francisco. He asks Allison for what reason she looks so level-headed. At the point when Tyler sees this, he heads toward Allison's salvage. He inquires as to whether everything is okay, and Allison says okay. She momentarily presents the two people and afterward surges Tyler out of there since she would rather not be in Pursue's organization when Allison and Tyler are separated from everyone else. He asks her who that person was. Allison gets over the point and requests that he snatch her an eating routine Coke. Confounded? Tyler goes to the beverages table to make Allison a beverage. Pursue comes to remain close to him. He initiates a discussion about Allison and how circumstances are different for her. Tyler knows nothing about Allison's past. Pursue lets him know how Allison used to be a wild party young lady and how simple she was. This quickly infuriates Tyler. Finding out about his better half's private activities with another man makes him distraught. Tyler storms from Pursue. He goes to the restroom to give himself a chance to quiet down. He stands holding up in the line when he sees a young lady before him. She's wonderful and has beautiful red hair and netted in her telephone. She is holding up in line to start up a relaxed discussion. The young lady lets him know that she just got dumped that evening. Tyler can relate in light of the fact that he was embarrassed as well. The young lady presents herself as Holly. Some time has elapsed and Allison hasn't seen Tyler in some time. At the point when she goes searching for him, she finds him sitting in the parlor. He is down and somewhat plastered as he ponders the night's occasions. Tyler is as yet resentful about Pursue and how Allison didn't make sense of more about him. Allison attempts to get Tyler to drop the subject, however Tyler is resolute. He likewise feels sold out that Allison laid down with that person however wouldn't do likewise with him. Tyler stands up and gets down on Chase, causing a ruckus. Pursue advises him to relax, yet Allison is humiliated by Tyler's eruption before a battle can break out. She hauls him outside. The two get into a contention, and Allison requests that Tyler return home since he is creating a situation. Tyler is outraged. The two contend some more, and Allison lets Tyler know that they are finished. The two separation and Tyler leaves. Tyler staggers outside the house and finds Holly sitting in a vehicle. She lets him know it isn't her vehicle. Tyler tells her he just got unloaded. Holly welcomes him to accompany her, and Tyler bounces into the vehicle that isn't hers. The two drive away from the party. Tyler is miserable, and Holly intends to encourage him. The two end up at a dance club. They dance and get cozy. The night moves away from them. Tyler gets up the following morning in a more peculiar's home. He's unclothed and his head harms as he collects himself. Tyler makes sure that his telephone's battery is drained. He squirms into his pants when he peers through the window. He sees a view so perfect, it leaves him staggered. Tyler circumvents the property and respects the view. Then, at that point, he goes looking for Holly. The house he is in is so wonderful. He continues to get lost. He has no clue about where he is. He in the end tracks down Holly in the family room. She is perched on the floor and checking out at pictures that she took. Tyler plunks down close to her and asks her where they are. Holly lets him know that she has been house-sitting that place the entire summer and is as yet flabbergasted by how colossal it is. Tyler takes a gander at the photos on the floor and is dazzled by Holly's expertise. He praises her and Holly becomes flushed. Holly is strange and a tad of a riddle to Tyler. The two spend the whole end of the week together in that large house. They drink and swim and have a cookout together by the pool. Tyler can't envision having that sort of cash. Holly lets him know her father would have adored the amazing pool, as in the house. He kicked the bucket some time prior, and all he could possibly do was work. Holly is miserable about that. As the day passes, the two get to talk more. Holly enlightens him concerning her stepmother, who couldn't care less about Holly. Tyler feels terrible for Holly. He educates her regarding his family and how his father is missing. What's more, his mom works a great deal. His younger sibling relies upon him a ton. He never took Allison to meet his family since he didn't figure Allison would grasp it. She comes from an alternate world through and through. Holly and Tyler get to know each other and they structure a comprehension. Holly lets Tyler know that she truly enjoys the manner in which he looks about him and that she can be her actual self in his presence. She proposes that perhaps she ought to move to Los Angeles and be with Tyler so he can overlook Allison. Tyler jokes that perhaps she ought to do that. The remainder of the night goes by with both of them going through certain minutes together when it is until quite a bit later. Tyler concludes it is the ideal opportunity for him to get back home. He tells her that this night was extraordinary to him. Holly doesn't feel better about him leaving. At the point when Tyler returns home, he charges his telephone and turns it on. He got a lot of texts and one is from Allison. Tyler texts her back that he will call her toward the beginning of the day. He is sorry to her the following morning. Tyler is outside Allison's home. Allison emerges and she isn't irate any longer. Tyler starts to apologize, however Allison explains to him that she comprehends the reason why he carried on at the party that evening. Tyler tells her he could have done without the manner in which Pursuit discussed her, and it drove Tyler mad. Allison admits to him about her past. Back in San Francisco, Allison was not a blameless, dignified young lady. She used to party a great deal and rest around. She lets him know that her folks moved her to another city so she can guide ways. Also, she did. Tyler trusts Allison. He has a conciliatory outlook on the manner in which they left things, thus does Allison. Allison explains to him that the justification for why she has not gotten personal with him yet is that she needed to ensure it was genuine. She has never been with somebody she cherishes. Tyler grins. He is glad to hear that since he cherishes Allison to make up and reunite. They guarantee each other to not maintain any mysteries any longer. Tyler concurs, yet he actually conceals his thoughtless activities from the prior night. The untruth burdens his heart. Back at school after summer excursion, Tyler and Allison get together with their companions before class prior to leaving. Tyler and Allison kiss. That is when Tyler spots Haley at his school. He is somewhat shaken to see her, yet doesn't allow Allison to see that the gathering heads out in different directions for class and the class. Tyler is stunned to see Holly enter. She sits down close to him. Tyler feels awkward by her presence, however he attempts to conceal it. He asks her what she is doing at their school. Holly tells him that her stepmother chose to forever move to the city. Presently, Holly will go to class with Tyler. She lets him know that she saw her reunited with his better half. Tyler gets anxious. He doesn't believe Holly should inform anybody regarding the time they spent together. Holly acknowledges that with no obstruction. She vows to maintain their mystery after class. Tyler is sitting in the cafeteria and soon his companions appear. Gil carries Holly to their table and acquaints her with his companions. He met her in science class. Tyler gets apprehensive when he sees Holly there, particularly when Holly says that she definitely knows Tyler. Before Tyler can overreact any longer, she explains how they met in the main period. Everybody ignores it. Allison and Holly traded numbers, and Allison welcomes Holly to spend time with them toward the end of the week. Holly has tickets for a band show that night, and she welcomes everybody. Everybody. In any case, Tyler concurs he would rather not associate with Holly after everybody leaves. Tyler texts Holly to meet him by the confined steps. At the point when Tyler arrives, Holly is now hanging tight for him. She gets eager to see him and attempts to kiss him. Tyler stops her. They can't continue to do this. He tells her happened that evening perfect, however it was a mix-up. They can't try again later, as he is with Allison. Holly doesn't take his dismissal. Indeed, she thought it was extraordinary. Tyler misled her. Holly feels sold out. Tyler attempts to apologize and support her, however Holly is incensed by his response. She lets him know he will be upset for this and takes off from that point, leaving Tyler in total shock. Tyler awakens the following day to a progression of pictures from Holly. There are photos of her with Allison and Lydia from the party. Lydia lets Holly know that she attempted to track down her via web-based entertainment, yet proved unable. Holly wavers and tells her that she erased her profile a year prior. She needed to do an all-out online entertainment scrub. Allison can connect with that, since she too abandoned a daily existence that she needed ought to rather remain before. Allison carries Holly to the cafe where Tyler works. She shows Allison the Polaroid pictures she took when Tyler comes around to their table. Allison is checking out at an image of a shirtless person. His face isn't appearing in the photograph, yet Tyler remembers it as himself. It is an image of him that Holly took during that end of the week they spent together. He gets apprehensive when Allison gets some information about that person. To Tyler's help, Holly says nothing. Them three choose to go to the ocean side. Where? Gillis. Holly snaps a photo of Tyler and Allison being enamored together. Allison gets some information about the person from the image, and Tyler tenses. Holly informs her regarding how she met that person while never taking her eyes off Tyler. She doesn't tell anybody his name, causing Tyler a deep sense of help. However, Tyler can't stand Haley terrifying him appreciate that constantly. He likewise can't utter a word on the grounds that Allison likes Holly. Holly winds up kissing Jill as she exhibits to the rest how she met that person in the photo. Tyler and Gil drop off the young ladies at Allison's for a young ladies' home base. Tyler is not exactly excited about that. He would rather not abandon Allison with Holly, since Holly maintains prodding him with the mystery they are stowing away. Holly sticks her head into the vehicle and suggestingly underlines the words young lady talk. This makes Tyler more apprehensive. Holly is inside Allison's room now. She gets a pink sweater from Allison. She sits before her vanity mirror and sees an image of Allison and Tyler. She gets desirous and begins asking Allison inquiries about her and Tyler's own life. Allison owns up to her that they have not gone that far yet. Holly is furtively glad to know that, however doesn't show it. Tyler drops Gil home, however before he can leave, Tyler stops him to talk. He forces himself to trust in Gil about him. Furthermore, Holly Joe is somewhat stunned to hear that since Holly had quite recently kissed him before that day. In all actuality, it was aimlessly, yet Gil enjoyed it. At the point when Tyler attempts to let him know that Holly is drawing near to Gil and Allison to screw with him. Gil doesn't trust him. Tyler needs to tell the truth with Allison, however Gil exhorts him against it. Tyler is confounded. Holly and Allison choose to have a sleepover, yet Tyler continues messaging Allison. He wants to find out whether Holly left. Allison lauds him for being a decent sweetheart, and Holly professes to be Allison's companion. Allison's mom comes in to determine the status of the two. She appears to be somewhat disturbed and stressed, yet it is all since she is worried about Allison. Allison realizes that the morning comes and Holly is conscious. She gazes at Allison despondently as the young lady dozes. Something vile is cooking to Holly. At the point when Tyler gets up that morning, he sees Holly outside his window. Tyler is irritated and somewhat restless to see her there. He asks her what she is doing there. Holly puts on an act with him. She simply needs to be welcomed inside and meet his sister. At the point when Tyler sees that the sweater she is wearing has a place with Allison. He distinctly inquires as to whether she took it from Allison. Holly simply lets him know that Allison has no issue imparting her things to her, recommending that it likewise incorporates Tyler. Tyler is dismayed. Holly lets him know that she educated Allison concerning them, and Tyler blows his top. He lashes out, however at that point Holly ignores it. She was just joking. Tyler can't stay aware of her any longer. He calls her crazy, and Holly gets annoyed by that. He asks her what else she has lied about. Holly simply grins and shrugs. He isn't the one in particular who can lie. Tyler is struggling with making sense of Holly's way of behaving. He is at the school when he hears a discussion between Holly's stepmother and the life coach. He gets up to speed to the lady and makes a pleasant discussion with her. He presents himself as her stepdaughter's companion. He figures out that Holly isn't from Oakland like she let them know she was. She is from San Diego. The woman lets him know that Holly is a decent young lady, however gets desolate as the lady needs to go for work constantly. The woman tells Tyler to not tell Holly they talked on the grounds that the young lady wouldn't care for that. Allison enlightens Lydia concerning her night with Holly. Lydia thinks something is off with Holly. The young lady appears to be peculiar and she has an inclination about her. Allison feigns exacerbation since Lydia is talking like her mother. She advises Lydia to allow Holly an opportunity since she just moved into the city. The young ladies are uninformed that Holly heard their whole discussion and she is so troubled at lunch. Holly brings 3 cups of smoothies, yet something appears to be not entirely okay. She gives 1 cup each to Lydia and Allison and plunks down close to them. Allison asks her for what valid reason she vanished from her home without a word, and Holly lies about having gotten a stomach bug. Out of nowhere, Lydia, who was drinking her smoothie, has a response to it. She gets a seizure assault and falls oblivious. Confusion follows in the cafeteria. Allison hurries to help. Lydia and the paramedics are called when Tyler sees this. He races to support Allison, yet he can see Holly simply sitting unaffected. It was like she can't muster the energy to care about her companion practically kicking the bucket. Allison leaves with Lydia for the emergency clinic, yet seeing Holly try to avoid panicking through this whole episode. Tyler feels something is dubious about that young lady. He can't be completely sure. He has little to no faith in Holly. Tyler can't rest around evening time, however he doesn't know whom to converse with. He types in a bigoted text about Holly being risky. He believes that Holly had something to do with Lydia's assault. At the point when he at long last nods off. Tyler longs for Holly wounding him with a blade. She gradually moves towards Corinne and corners her. She inclines nearer and takes a blade from behind Corinne. Unobtrusively, Holly continues to compromise her stepmother by telling her that she is an extremely cherishing individual. On the off chance that she can't feel love, she would prefer to be dead. Corinne blows up and frightened of Holly's way of behaving. She stays calm until the end of the morning meal alone in her room. Holly consumes incense and candles around an assortment of Tyler's photos. She is fixated on him and contemplates him all the time of her life. Tyler fears what he figures Holly may be able to do. He is sitting with Gil when Gil lets him know that Holly has not been in touch with him for quite a long time. Tyler brushes his anxiety away. He guarantees him that she should be fine and that she will show up soon enough. All of a sudden, Gil spots Holly conversing with Allison on the upper floor of the school. He brings up to Tyler that Holly sees Tyler, goes to see what the matter is. He finds Allison most of the way there, who lets him know that Holly is pregnant. Tyler couldn't handle the news. He is stunned. That can't be valid. Be that as it may, Allison is persuaded since Holly previously took 4 pregnancy tests to affirm it. Allison and Holly hang out together at Holly's home. They are sunbathing by the pool when Holly gets a text from Tyler. He needs to converse with her. Holly overlooks it. Allison inquires as to whether the person who messaged was the person who got Holly pregnant. Yet, Holly denies it. She tells Allison they have not been in contact. Allison is horrified and furious at the person who did this to Holly. She encourages her to reach out to him. Holly inquires as to whether Allison was pregnant with Tyler's child. Allison doesn't know. That is an unavoidable issue, and she has never mulled over everything. Holly professes to be desirous of Allison and Tyler's relationship, realizing that Allison has never met Tyler's loved ones. Holly says something about how his folks should cherish Allison. This makes Allison somewhat miserable on the grounds that Tyler never took her to meet his loved ones. Sometime thereafter, Tyler is in his room when he hears somebody conversing with his sister. He leaves just to track down Holly there. Tyler lashes out, yet he can do nothing before his sister. Tiffany likes Holly, and she doesn't believe she should leave. Be that as it may, Tyler can't allow Holly to remain back anymore. When Tiffany is carefully hidden, Tyler hauls Holly out of his home. Holly thinks Tiffany is a sweet young lady, and she comments mockingly why Tyler never acquainted his better half with her. Tyler tells Holly she isn't his better half. This makes Holly considerably angrier. She shouts at him about getting her pregnant and afterward disregarding her. Tyler doesn't have the foggiest idea what to do. He is just 17 and he isn't even rich. He can't uphold a youngster at this phase of his life. Yet, Holly simply doesn't have any idea. The young lady lets him know she realizes that Tyler adores her and that he doesn't need to help her. It will be great for however long they are together. He can't see it as a result of Allison. Tyler is confounded. He lets Holly know that it was an error and afterward goes to leave. Holly attempts to bounce on him from behind, however Tyler shrugs her away. Holly tumbles to the ground and damages her lip. In any case, it isn't significant. So Tyler leaves, cautioning her to avoid him. Holly is irate. She goes to Allison's home and lets Allison know what occurred. Holly is insane and she is crying when Allison seats her down on her bed. She even ventures to add wounds to her palms just to show Allison how that person treated her when she went to defy him. Then, at that point, Holly tells the truth to Allison about the person who got her pregnant. Tyler goes to visit Lydia in the clinic. He inquires as to whether Holly had some awareness of her sensitivity, and Lydia says okay. He wants to find out whether Lydia thinks this was not a mishap. Lydia lets him know that she has consistently gotten similar smoothies with Allison, however the main time Holly got them, all things considered, Lydia had a sensitivity assault. That doesn't appear to be an occurrence to her. Lydia had consistently felt dubious of the other young lady. Tyler crushedly admits to Lydia about his careless activities with Holly the evening of the party. Lydia is frustrated in him, however Holly's conduct checks out at this point. She gets some information about it, and Tyler concurs. He will confess all to Allison soon and fix his wreck. Tyler attempts to contact Allison, however he can't contact her. He texts her to meet him at the ocean side. At the point when Allison arrives, Tyler tells the truth to her. Be that as it may, Allison definitely is familiar with it. Holly showed her photos of Tyler dozing and Holly with Tyler's loved ones. Allison is harmed and feels double-crossed. Tyler let her be companions with Holly this whole time. Allison feels undermined. Tyler attempts to dissuade her that they were separated. Yet, Holly told Allison that Tyler planned to part ways with her. Allison leaves shattered and irate. She advises Tyler to at no point ever reach her in the future. Tyler drives home in a fury. He gets endless texts from Holly. She maintains that them should be together now that Allison is out of their way. Yet, Tyler says no. He overlooks Holly's messages and calls. That drives Holly anxious and crazy. She cautions him to not overlook him. Yet, Tyler doesn't tune in. The following morning, when Holly comes to class, she lets Tyler know that he ought to have messaged her last evening. All of a sudden, the chief requests that Tyler leave the class. She informs him that he is being suspended endlessly because of rape against an understudy. An understudy named Elizabeth Viola has documented a police report against him. Tyler doesn't actually know anybody by that name, however, when the chief takes the young lady's complete name Elizabeth, Holly, Viola, the acknowledgement settles. Tyler is shocked, yet he must use the option to leave. At the point when Tyler returns home, the primary thing he does is get his PC and quest for Elizabeth, Holly, Viola on the web. He finds a few connections connected with her that let him know how Holly had been blamed for going after a cohort at her past school. She had done likewise to another teen couple. She got fixated on another young lady's sweetheart and afterward went after the young lady when the kid wouldn't leave her for Holly. The case was taken to the court and Ali was condemned to a court-requested hold in the medical clinic. At the point when Tyler processes this data, he is stunned and frightened. Abruptly, Holly messages him. She definitely knows that. He has looked her into on the web. Tyler answers to her that he knows her genuine character, however that doesn't fluster Holly. All things considered, she inquires as to whether he realizes that, then, at that point, does he has at least some idea what she will do straight away. Allison's folks are not home at last. It is late and Allison is distant from everyone else at home, feeling a creepiness around her. She locks every one of the entryways and makes tea for herself. She settles down on her sofa when Tyler texts her. He attempts to tell Allison that Holly isn't who she says she is and that she is perilous. In any case, Allison overlooks him. She is harmed and she would rather not converse with him. Then, at that point, she gets a call from Holly. Allison is clashed about regardless of whether to respond to it. At last she accepts the call, however lets Holly know that she can't do this at the present time. Holly identifies with Allison and professes to be her companion. She nails the fault to Tyler and attempts to acquire Allison's trust. Yet, abruptly, Allison hears her voice from inside her home, and she gets terrified. She smells something like gas and rushes to the kitchen to find that the gas has been turned on. Yet, Allison switched it off some time prior. A glass breaks and Allison gets frightened. She can't sort out what's going on. She gradually strolls past the messed up glass, yet Holly snatches her from behind and thumps her oblivious. At the point when Tyler gets a message from Holly with an image of an oblivious Allison, he frenzies and races to Holly's home. He calls Gil and requests that he meet him there. At the point when Allison recovers cognizance, she finds herself attached to a seat with channel tape. Holly is before her. Allison laments that she have zero faith in Tyler. He attempted to come clean with her. Holly ridicules Allison for accepting each word she expressed, even about her being pregnant, on the grounds that Holly was lying about that. Allison is frightened, yet she attempts to prevail upon Holly. On the off chance that she lets her go, Allison won't educate anybody regarding what she has done. Be that as it may, Holly says it is past the point of no return. It was past the point of no return the second she saw Tyler. She accepts that Tyler cherishes her, however he won't be with her due to Allison. Holly undermines Allison to let Tyler go in light of the fact that she realizes that he adores Holly. At the point when Allison dissents, Holly hits her. A vehicle enters her carport thinking it is Tyler. Holly peers through the window yet is irritated to see that it is only her stepmother. She braces channel tape on Allison's mouth and goes out. Allison attempts to free herself, however she can't. She begins shouting for help. Her stifled cries are heard by Karine. At the point when Karine finds Allison taped and bound to a seat, she attempts to free her. She simply figures out how to eliminate the channel tape from her mouth when Holly goes after her from behind. Allison shouts. Holly is sitting before the hallowed place she made for Tyler. Red light is sparkling in the room as she collects a weapon. At the point when Tyler gets to her home, he runs inside. He tracks down Holly in the lounge room. She has pictures of Tyler spread on the rug. She is attempting to reproduce their morning after the primary night they met. Tyler couldn't care less about Holly's games. He asks her where Allison is, yet Holly gets irritated. She believes that him should cooperate. Tyler, frightened of what Holly can do, humors her briefly, however he can't keep up. He really wants to track down Allison. He asks her all the more furiously this time. Holly signals behind her, and Tyler goes looking for Allison. He finds a horrendous truck that had a place with Allison and panics. He searches for her, starting with one room then onto the next, however without much of any result. Tyler goes over the holy place Holly made for himself and sees pictures of himself and Allison encompassed by candles. He is infuriated, confounded and terrified. He returns to where Holly is standing tranquilly. He asks her again where Allison is. Something trickles from the roof onto his temple. At the point when Tyler looks into, he finds Allison draping oblivious from the roof. He races to cut her down and unfastens the rope. He goes to Allison's salvage once she is on the floor and shakes her alert. Fortunately, she wakes up. Holly leaves to get her firearm. Uninformed about that, Tyler gets a poker stick for insurance before he attempts to take Allison outside the house. Be that as it may, all entryways are locked. Tyler gets Allison out through the entryway of Holly's room. They nearly figured out how to get away. In any case, Holly comes there. She has a firearm pointed at the two of them. She gets Tyler to drop the poker stick. Terrified for his and Allison's life, Tyler attempts to feign out. He is sorry to Holly and tells her that the night they spent together was exceptional. Holly is glad to hear that she realizes they are amazing together. Be that as it may, similarly as Tyler requests that she set the firearm aside, Holly understands his stunt. She focuses the weapon right at Allison irately. Tyler begs her. He tells her it is his shortcoming and not Allison's. Assuming anybody ought to endure the worst part of her outrage, it ought to be him. He admits to Holly that it is Allison that he adores. All at once, Gil appears and occupies. Holly overreacted. She fires at Tyler. He gets hit in the shoulder and tumbles to the ground. Allison have no control over her annoyance. Holly had not intended to do that to Tyler. In any case, before she can respond, Gil attempts to advance toward her. Holly goes after him, however he ducks when she is diverted. Allison accepts the open door and hits Holly with the poker stick. Holly falls into the pool. Gil and Allison hurried to Tyler's consideration. The paramedics arrive as expected and save Holly and Tyler. Eventually, Holly tracks down one more man to fixate on. This time it is the paramedic fellow who vows to remain close by. Half a month after the fact, Tyler recuperates from his wounds. He and Allison reunite and commend his younger sibling, Tiffany's birthday celebration with their loved ones. Everything appears to fully recover.